today. Common people with common causes. We're all trying to do the same things here. I want to thank the members of the media for showing up. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a mother or a father? They love their children. The children grew up in a house, in a three-family house. There's 3 kids, and they want to sell their house to their children for a good price. They can't because somebody else has dibs on it. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how crazy that is? That a child can grow up in the house and not being able to buy it from their parents. That's barbaric. That's barbaric. That's never done in this country. Can you really call it real estate? I mean, is it really yours at that point? Is it under your control? And the answer is no. And I'll tell you, they say, this COPA says the people that's got first dibs at a house that's 3 families or above has to be offered to a community organization or a government entity or the city of New York prior to being able to being offered to a private buyer. So who gets to determine who this community organization is? And who determines what the community organization does with the building after they buy it? Who they rent it to, how much they charge for rent. To me, this is an excuse for a future new kind of rent control where it's going to be generational, where the apartments will be offered at a low price to certain people, and it's going to be generations of paying the same rent. So we're talking about a new kind of rent control here, a new kind of a lot of things. Whatever it is, it stinks. It's my property. I should have a right to put it on the free market. It's totally against New York State real estate law. It's against the Constitution of the United States. And we're totally dead set against it. My constituents of South Brooklyn, a hard-working immigrant community. They came here to build the American dream. They work hard, they're raising a family, they bought their homes, and they don't want the government to be able to control it like that. And by the way, these community organizations that they're talking about, who funds them? The city, the state, right? Grants, city council members. Where are they getting all this money from? So when one of these community organizations buys a house, in essence, they're using tax dollars to buy this house. So me as a taxpayer, I'm paying the city to buy my own house. So that's like giving them my house. The city wants it. That's not communism. That's not socialism. Yes, it is. And I am dead set against it, as is my constituents. And I want to thank everybody who is here today to speak up on behalf.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
We are here today because Sandy Nurse, the council member, has failed us. We're here today because Lincoln Wrestler, Sandra Ung, Julie Wan, Crystal Hudson, Chris Banks, Farrell Lewis, who else? Tiffany Caban, Shahada Bani, who else? Aviles, Councilmember Aviles, all of you has failed the people of New York City. A lot of people voted for you all because they trusted your word. Now we find out that we cannot trust you. My family came and purchased our home in Fort Greene, Clinton Hill in 1940, and we have been there on the same block ever since. How dare you tell me that if we decide to sell our home, that I have to ask you first? You should be ashamed. All of you should be ashamed to come out of your house every single morning. And I want everybody to know who signed on to this bill. We heard that you voted yes. And because you voted yes, you're going to get hell every single day. Yusef Salam, who was very dismissive to us, you're going to catch hell up in Harlem. You're going to catch hell in whatever district that you represent because you're going against the people of New York City. And my name is Renee Collymore.
Thank you, Renee.
Good afternoon. My name is Ann Korchak. I'm with the Small Property Owners of New York. We continue to oppose COPA, just as we did several years ago when it was introduced. This is a bill that will put the bullseye on the back of small property owners. The city policies, state policies, and our dysfunctional housing courts are forcing buildings into distress. And now they will be on a list, and that they would be covered by COPA. A distressed owner who wants to exit the market shouldn't have to wait another 6 months to sell their building while HPD and the nonprofit play out this process. So this is government interference in a way we've never seen before. And they won't stop at housing. If property owners have to go to the city to say, I'm ready to sell my business, they're coming after the bodega owners next, the grocery store owners, a healthcare practice. Any small business will be forced to go to the city first and say, I want to stop my business. And this is just a very slippery slope. And I mean, housing, we're always an easy target. They come after us first, but this is not the end. Woo!
Before I forget, I just have one very important point to make, right? The city and these community organizations want to take control of all these apartments. Can you imagine? Look at Nitro. Look at Nitro. They can't even get those tens of thousands of apartments ready for the market. And they're talking about controlling your homes, our homes. Can you imagine? So how many more apartments are we going to warehouse? And private ownership, there's at least, 250,000 apartments being warehoused by their owners, not rental ready. Why doesn't the city and these community organizations help those private owners as well as NYCHA get those apartments rental ready and get them out there to the people that needs them? Mismanagement. Can you imagine them trying to manage your property? I'm going to introduce DJ L7 right here.
All right, check it out. So I'm so glad you mentioned public housing because one family that I worked with is Gavin Centrone, who died at Reese Houses recently because of poison in the water. The city cannot take care of the things that they manage. They're completely mismanaging everything. We see, and the problem with these not-for-profits is who's going to hold them accountable. They have a deep relationship with these electeds. Once again, families are trying to save up and take care of their children and pass on a legacy, the American dream, and that's being denied to them because someone wants to come in and unfairly snatch it away from them and hook up their buddies with it. Thank you for your pioneering work, Safe Chan, your inspiration to me. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey.
So I want to say one thing. As the Bronx Regional Director, we're looking at a catastrophe in the rent-stabilized market through the 2019 laws. This is the final nail in the coffin that is going to see massive foreclosures in low-income communities. It's devastating. The 2019 laws are devastating, and this is just the final act in order to just confiscate property. Thank you for your time.
You gotta go.
One second.
Real quick.
Hi, my name is Steve Sokoloff. I'm a real estate broker in Queens. And this travesty is incredible.
With them.
2019, tenant laws that came into effect was the first dagger in the coffin, as he said, to the multi-family property owners. Most buildings are down 40% of their valuation. People that bought them at $5 million, they're lucky if they can get $3 million now. And besides that, there's a lot of people that are underwater because the cost of operating a building is through the roof. I have no problem giving a 3.5% rent stabilization increase, but to increase my property tax 8 to 12%, to increase my water and sewer bill 8 to 10%, and my insurance bill 8 to 10%. How can a property owner survive? There's a lot of small property owners out there that have 3-family homes. That's all they own, and you're going to have to be forced to sell it to a city agency. It's a terrible thing.
Thank you, Mike. Sorry.
All right.
Gotta go somewhere.
Okay. They're heading in. They're voting on it now. So you got to go this way. You got to go around. So, folks, I want to thank you for coming out here. I, being a small homeowner myself and a small landlord, I once held 19 apartments and 4 storefronts, and now I only hold 1 storefront and 2 apartments. And it's because the city makes it so difficult for us landlords, small and large and medium. Right. They make it so difficult for us to own and operate these things that on a $100,000 rental income, where my mortgage is paid up, I'm barely making any money. I'm lucky if I'm returning 3% less. So I get it. And it's guys like me, guys like Lester Chang, and the level-headed, both Democrat and Republican state legislators. We're going to fight for you.
Thank you, sir.
Don't worry.
Appreciate it.
In the room where they're voting and they're laughing about free buses
I know.
to the new housing complex.
Now I'm done.
The council members are laughing. Everybody in the room laughing.
If they want everything free, they got to go to Cuba and Venezuela. That's all.
Heading out.
Yeah.
Highest bidder.
So
It's a free property rights.
Mr. Yano Lieber, the chairman of the MTA, came up to Albany last year begging the New York State Senate for $65 billion over the next 5 years to operate the MTA. I did the quick math and I said that's $33 million a day. How many riders do you have a day, Mr. Yano Lieber? He says I have 3 million riders a day. I said if you collect full boat on everybody, that's 9 million. And you're supposed to survive on 9 million. But yet you're asking us to subsidize you 33 million a day. I said I can Uber everybody for $42 million gross. I said, what are you doing with the money? You keep digging a hole that you can't get out of. I want you to resign. That's why I called for his resignation in the press conference. It's on my website, on my Senate website. Right? I called for his resignation. It's people like that that's running this city into the ground where they're going to have to make up the lost revenue on our backs. And these people want to give themselves a 17% pay raise.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah.
It's inflation. But they want to freeze the rent. Because why do you freeze inflation?
And what do we get to get a 17% increase on our vacancies? Right? We don't. Do we get to give up for those? I was a cop for 27 years. Do I get to give myself a 17% pay raise? So if that comes up across my desk, comes up for vote in the state senate, my answer is no. I don't want it. Neither should you. Right?
Do you have a card or?
I do.
I do. I don't know if you're my representative. I'm in
What?
Brooklyn.
Where?
Bushwick.
Nope. But call me anytime.
I support you.
Yes.
I support you.
I'm in South Brooklyn. South Brooklyn.
Okay.
Bensonhurst, Gravesend, Baton Rouge, Sunset Park, Bay Ridge. Yeah, Baker Heights.
That's the thing.
Thank you. All right. I'm the only Republican in the 4 boroughs. That's my claim to fame.
Is that right? Is that true?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is true. Yeah. But you know what though? It feels good. It feels good to be a fiscally responsible, moderate elected official, and the only reason why I'm a Republican is because I'm definitely not a Democrat. I'll tell you that right now.
You're a businessman. You know how money works.
Yeah, well, I'm a small businessman.
Yeah.
I'm a cop 27 years. I'm a father of 2 kids in public schools. I'm a homeowner. I'm a U.S. Marine. I know I can represent everybody.
Yeah.
I'm not talking
Decent people.
I'm not talking out my butt. I've been there. I know what you guys are going through. I know what the homeowner is going through. I know what the parent is going through. I do.
I'm just a small property owner. I own a single 2-family house in Bushwick. But like things like eviction, if I have to evict a tenant, it's going to take me 2 years.
Oh my God, 2 years is fast.
It's fast.
You got to see some of the nightmare stories I hear. 8 years, 9 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
I have those.
They're using landlords as a bottomless ATM, which is what they did during COVID.
Yeah.
And it's not fair. It's not fair to us.
No, absolutely not. And I thank you for being out here. If you ever need anything, come find me. Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care.
Have a great
Okay.
But thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you
All
ever
right,
need me
keep
for
in
anything,
touch.
call me up. I'll
Definitely.
show up.
I see. I watch your posts on Facebook.
Oh, thanks, man.